Hi folks, there's a bit of oil paper laid around here. I'm going to use it for acrylic. Seems that acrylic sticks to most things. I've just cleaned off the old palette here. Mind you, that's a bit of an abstract, isn't it? So I've got cadmium yellow, pale, yellow ochre, bit of white, some whatever it is. This is a peculiar red. This artist acrylic. Naphthol red light, whatever that is. It looks exactly the same as cad red. And some ultramarine. I was watching on YouTube yesterday. There's a series of documentaries on various artists, and I watched 2 parts. Marvellous documentary on perspective on Vincent, and there was one particular struck both myself and my wife, because Vincent tended to find beauty where other people would overlook, and he would paint beauty. I won't do much of a drawing, but I think it was that sort of land up on near Belgium, the French border, or yeah, somewhere Holland and Belgium. Flatlands, probably where they fought part of the First World War. So I just put that in there. What he did, well, it's a bit of a dike going through. Maybe I'll just add that. But he had some pencil there, look. Don't know where that came from. But it was a very stark landscape, very flat, but he saw some houses, buildings that were like peat covered, what peat, but moss covered dwellings, and okay, that'll do. Just this dike going through here. So those buildings, they weren't exact. They were very, very poor rustic buildings. Probably a few bits of distant bits and pieces. Okay, it's mostly the sky and stark landscape. Let's have a go at it. So I'm using acrylic. Haven't been sorting my brushes out yet. Put a sky in. I've got a couple of these Pro Art brushes. Both of them are series 1" series 22 hog varnish. The bristles are rather too long for me, but then they are varnish brushes and not painting brushes. But they are very good painting brushes. But I've had to bang some pins through the ferrule where it got loose, and there's only the wood handle only goes up to, can you see? Right, this is the ferrule, the metal bit. The bristles go into about there, and the handle goes into about there. All that is space, hollow space. So you have to be careful. When it starts to get loose, I just bang a small veneer pin through, or a couple, and then bend them over. Now that'll never come off, but I'm assuming that the handle goes in only about less than 1/4 of an inch, or 1/2 centimetre. Okay, so we want to I'm going to use some Payne's grey. I like Payne's grey because it's going to have Payne's grey in the dull sky. Where is it? Where's my Payne's grey? Come on, Payne's grey. That's black. There we are, Payne's grey. Bit of graduate acrylic, and I've got a bit of vet gel. This is the stuff the vets smother their arms with when they're doing things to animals. So just put that just a bit. Just clean out where the paint dries around this little nipple there. Just take it off because it stops the cap giving a good seal. So let's just put that back. Well, do some on the top here. Just scrape it off. Right, carefully put it back because the lids don't last very long. They do come off. So there we are. And store it upright. If it's a tube that is like that, to store it so that the paint forms a new seal. Okay, so here we go. Got a bit of gel, bit of white, bit of Payne's grey. Bit of ochre. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. Just going to go around here. He would have used very thick paint. But then he wasn't paying for it, was he? His brother was. Alright, okay, so a bit of the Payne's grey, bit of ochre. Right, just clean that off. Got a big tub of water to my right. Because you've got all this hollow space here, make sure you shake out the water, otherwise it pools inside here and drops out at odd times. Wow, that's quite a stark sky. Okay, that'll do. And we'll get a flat brush. Flat brush, where have you gone? Right, there we are. I'll use this. Let's make a dodgy green. Bit of Payne's grey, bit of this yellow. And So over my head anyway. I think that's probably not a very good brush for that. Let's use the little one because I've got to well, let's turn that into a so I'm just sort of making this up. Just these poor dwellings on the that's probably a bit long. I might see. Let's scrape a bit of that off. Okay. Alright, okay, get the little brush back. I'm painting this on a very small scale. It's 8 by 12, 8 inches by 12. I think I was just a bit ambitious with oh, I'm going to put it back on right. Oh, that's silly me. Right, let's repaint that. Okay, that'll do. I think that with this camera I'm using, my old Canon, I've not tried to reset it to anything other than what it's on. Best left alone, I think. Oh, what a bit of green. Right, let's put in Okay, now we're going to put some trees on there. I'll use... got just an ordinary brush here, nice. Now this one, that's a sable. Can't use that, I'm using sable. To ruin. Right, we'll put in some it's a horrible day today. It's dull, misty, and I can't really alter. No, I was going to say I don't want to alter this camera, the settings, because I'm waiting for a new camera to arrive. Now, Panasonic, it's a lovely camera, but they ran out of stock when I ordered it. Right, I'm going to let that dry, then I can go over it. Let's get some landscape in now. Put a bit of that grey. Get some nice green. Ew, what's that I've got there? I've got a horrible blue mix in there. Don't know what that is. Got to get rid of that. Maybe I should have, well, that's why I'm waiting for it to dry so I can go over it and change the colour. I think I've come down, I've made the trees too big, or the buildings too small. So I need to, when that's dry, I just need to put some gaps in there. Like that green. Don't like that. I tried to get a bleakness. That's a better green, you know. A bit of white in that yellow. Right, now I'm going to give that a dry. You can use a hair dryer on this. So take your headphones off. I just want to dry this bit here. Go. Right, I'm going to use a bit of this cadmium yellow. That's lemon yellow is a more cadmium yellow pale. It's a bit pale for the greens that I'm trying to get. Right, now where's my little brush? I've got to reinstate some of that sky now. Lost the clip off the table. Trying to make a lot with a little, I think. Got a bit of a oh. Right. I selected a brush and I lost it in the mess that I work in. Can you hear the frustration? And I wonder if Vincent cut his ear all off. Don't like that one. Don't like that one. Right, it's probably on the floor. I need to just lighten all that. You always seem to get yellow ochre when you've got a lot of grass. Right, let's get a bit of that green. Oh, get away from that rock. I don't know how that got there. It's like a Prussian blue and it's awful. I do not like Prussian blue. It gets in everything. Always got plenty of paper. Bit of white. was supposed to be a bit of a dike. Take a lot of time this little paint, isn't it? Oh, that's like a little bit get in there. I'm just using up this lump of white on my palette. Now there's sort of it's not a river, it's just a drainage ditch. But I'm afraid I'm not having much luck with that. I've got to give that up. Try to get that wretched dyke in. There's a bit more white. Right, okay, let's start that again. Clean that big brush. Right, well, this is basic acrylic painting, but making a bit of a meal of it. Let's get some of that lighter green. So just get these layers in. It's a little bit better. That's well, this is just my idea of it, folks. But if you get a chance to have a look on YouTube at them, I think there are 3 on perspective. Right, I'll put that in a mount. But make sure you clean your brushes right down to the metal. Right, let's see if I've got a mount. Well, I haven't got a frame for it. It's a odd size. Let's borrow a 2p. Yeah. What's that? That's a better one. Well, that is really about what I saw. It was just nothing. He just made this beautiful painting. I think probably my building should have been a bit larger. Well, let's do it while we're at it, while we think of it. So, a greeny colour. That's a bit better. Right, okay, I'm going to leave that. Apart from maybe just adding a little bit of a dark shadow with the Payne's grey. Okay, well, I would say that was more or less similar to what I saw, but I think this was a bit bigger than that. But I'm not working from any reference material other than my TV memory, which is not very good. So I'll give that a signature. I think it might be for perseverance. I haven't used much of that red. Always shine your work, even if you don't think it's very good. And I know this isn't very good, but it often happens when I spend a week or two on watercolours, they always start off not very good, and you might say they don't end up very good. But you get used to I'm going from oil to acrylic to watercolour, and it's quite a challenge. Just clean my brushes before I forget to do them. Right, we'll do another one. What I would suggest you do, until I get my new camera up and running, when it finally arrives, I did chase it up yesterday, is to have a look at these paintings on the stills on Facebook on my Dave Usher artist page. I post all my YouTube demos, stills on it, and you'll get a better idea of the difference between the YouTube version, because as I keep saying, I'm not altering any of the functions on this camera, because I'll get into a problem and then everybody will start complaining, and so I'll do that on the new camera. I'll have a friend that will help me set it up on automatic, and hopefully it will cope with all the occasions. This little camera has been a real good friend, and it's still going. I must have produced about 2,000 videos with it. Right, okay, well, enjoy the rest of your day, folks, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.